Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of Top Four,
Top four.
where we talk about four things that make sense to us in our minds when we thought of them last week, and then we research them a little bit and we talk about them. This week, since we're coming up on Halloween, or maybe Halloween already, depending on when you're listening to this, we're going to be talking about lycanthropes. Lycanthropes can be any kind of being that changes from something to something, most likely a werewolf type being. I think that's kind of the way most of us went on this one. Tommy, sweet, sweet Tommy, I know you are excited about yours, so go ahead. Who's your favorite lycanthrope in the Marvel DC comic book pantheon?
I like Werewolf by Night. I just really, really love what they did with that in the MCU.
Is
Uh,
that the right picture, Mike?
That is not. I am sorry.
nice.
I apologize.
Hey, you know what? If you want to keep it up there, I'll just go. Go ahead, Tommy. Go ahead.
The Werewolf by Night movie that they did several years back was just fantastic.
It
Originally,
was, right? A lot of the guys didn't like that, but I thought it was terrific.
I thought it was fantastic. They originally released it in black and white. The story was a whole bunch of monster hunters got together to compete for the Bloodstone, which was a relic, uh, and they had to compete in this maze to capture, kill monster in order to win the Bloodstone. And really, throughout the movie, you find out that the real monsters are the monster hunters. And it was just fantastic. It was great.
You mean the real monsters were the people hunting monsters?
Exactly.
Oh, that's a crazy twist.
It's a crazy twist. But it was just fantastically done. It was just such a great homage to all the 30s, 40s, and 50s monster movies.
I agree with you. I can't agree with you enough on this one. I thought it was such a homage to Hammer films and to the old
Universal monsters.
Absolutely Universal. I had a taste of everything in there, and I loved it so much. And I watch it every Halloween now. I'm going to watch it in a couple nights.
Yeah.
So good choice on you there,
Good choice.
Tommy.
And Elsa Bloodstone and Werewolf by Night, both okay snap cards. Not
I was
great,
about to say,
but okay.
gosh, that's not a bad snap card. If you're trying to keep people from taking your zones, that's not a bad snap card.
Not bad. Not bad.
Now let's move over to my pick because we accidentally put him up there for a second, and that's John Jameson, J. Jonah Jameson's happy-go-lucky son, who was an astronaut who became the Man Wolf. Now, Josh, do you know why I like this one so much?
No.
This was another one of those Marvel on record comic books.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, yeah.
It was, and it was one of the first comic books I had as a kid before I could even read. Marvel came up with these little 45s that were tucked in the back of the comic book, and you could read along, if you could read, with the comic book and listen to the story. And I could follow along and read better with the narration. I was real young at the time. And this was a real big boon to me to learn to read. But not only that, but it's a great little stupid story. If you don't know, John Jameson is an astronaut. He goes to the moon. J. Jonah Jameson is over the moon himself because his son's a heroic astronaut. When he comes back, though, he's wearing this strange moon rock that he found. Well, that moon rock turns him into the Man Wolf, and only Spider-Man can save him by ripping the gemstone off of his neck, which had, by the way, used to his skin. So he actually had to damage him slightly. So it kind of looked like Spider-Man was killing the Man Wolf. J. Jonah Jameson is still mad about that to this day. Today, he's still mad
Yeah.
about that. But Spider-Man, of course, saves John Jameson from being the Man Wolf, and all is well. But the Man Wolf, of course, comes back many, 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 many other times in many other different forms. That gemstone is probably still around. I love that comic book because it's one of my very first werewolf comic books of all time. Mikey, how about you? What'd you pick, man?
So I went with also a werewolf, kind of.
I,
Bigby, the big bad wolf from DC Comics line Fables. If you haven't read Fables, it's amazing. They take Fables and rewrite them into a modern storyline where they've all come to Earth and are living on our existence where they are just fables. The more there are stories about them, the more powerful they are. So Bigby, being the big bad wolf, is in a lot of different fables. Therefore, he is a really powerful character in the comic series. He's the town sheriff. So Fabletown has its own political structure, and he's not great at detecting things. I just want to say that he is a hammer, and he sees every problem as a nail. But he's got a very noir feel to him, and they've had some video games based on this character. So I haven't played any of them, but I've heard they're not bad.
They're story-driven video games, and they are fun to play, but you have to like that genre of game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Josh, who's your pick?
I have Rain Sinclair, Wolfsbane from the New Mutants. Later goes on to X-Force fame. She's not actually a lycanthrope. She is a mutant who can transform between herself into the wolf form and can then, later as she gets better, she can dial in how far into each form she goes to be either more bestial or more human. She has a lot of heightened senses in those forms, stronger, faster, sharpie claws, all the good werewolf stuff. And it's part of the original New Mutants made by put out by Claremont, and just always loved the X teams.
Yeah, this is a terrific character in my book too. They gave her different kind of an array of powers in a couple different times, but they do that with a lot of superheroes. I remember she had some other different things later, didn't she? Am I crazy? Am I crazy?
I don't know.
Um,
Yeah. Well, I
uh,
mean, and once again, you mentioned that she's a mutant, so not a technical. I would definitely put her in that category. But they definitely brought her into the mutant world with lycanthropy. And we all chose werewolves for this, but my runner-up isn't. Does anyone else have a runner-up besides me?
Mm.
I just want to talk about real quick a lycanthrope that wasn't a wolf. He was a bear. Ursula Major, part of the Soviet super soldiers, along with Dark Star and Vanguard and a couple others, Hammer and Sickle. He was a man who could turn into a big bear, the symbol of Russia. And, he had pretty much total control over it. He was really, really cool. He could still talk and think as this giant bear guy. He walked on two legs when he was a bear most of the time. He would run on four because it looked cool, I bet, and also
He
probably
was
faster.
very adept at putting out forest fires, but just a
Oh,
coincidence.
yeah, that was a
Yeah,
coincidence. Totally, that
total
was.
coincidence.
He always blamed other people.
Always.
Yeah,
Settle down.
it was never his fault
Never.
that the forest was on fire. Deep. Anybody else have a? Nobody else has a
I was trying to think of a couple
there's
others, but
yeah,
not a lot.
there's Vermin,
vermin. Sure, I wouldn't
who
call him. He was a lycanthrope by science, and that's a scary character.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
The
that was that.
Weasel?
That's a high body count character right
yeah,
there.
Weasel would also I think would
Weasel?
Let's go talk about Killer Croc, I suppose, though he's more of a mutated human who turns into a crocodile. But
Oh, he's a
I throw him
werecroc. I'd say he's a
somewhere.
werecroc. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
yes,
lizard?
the lizard.
He goes
Oh, yeah,
back and forth between human and lizard, right?
yeah, Man Bat.
man, bad.
Man bat.
Sasquatch definitely turns back and forth.
Sasquatch, Wendigo.
I
Eh,
know Sasquatch is a little on my thing too. I'm like, but does he?
I don't know. Just because you have fur doesn't make you a were creature. Because he's not transforming back and forth to a real world animal, right?
Yeah, it's true. He's right in the middle all the time, so
Yeah.
maybe he doesn't count as much. All right, well, that does it for us on our lycanthropy one. I'm sure we missed a bunch of really good ones. I'm positive we missed a bunch of really good ones. So if we did, put them down into the comments right down below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And by the way, we do have a podcast. The podcast is on right behind Mike Manning there. No bag, no board, just comics. The long box, guys. You can find that anywhere you find comic books for when it comes to podcasts. So just look for them. And of course, we
Yeah.
have a Patreon too. Look for us or
Yeah.
ignore us. But don't like and subscribe. Love us. Bye bye.